Hi friends, this is Praveen. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Edify Let's Learn Together. So recently I went through an online course on empathy at work by Carolyn Inclin, and I found that course to be interesting and informative. So I have brought the learnings from the course as well as few information from my personal experience for this video. So let's start by defining what is empathy. Empathy is the ability to put ourselves in someone's shoes to understand their problem, the emotions they are going through, and how to better support them. So you might be thinking why empathy is required or what are the benefits you might get out of being empathetic. I have come up with three components in this video. What are the benefits of being empathetic, how to be empathetic, and also how to make sure that we don't disturb ourselves being empathetic. Yes, you heard it right. The third segment is also very important. When we show too much of empathy towards someone, we might get disturbed. We might disturb our everyday lifestyle. So we'll see it one by one. Let's start with the benefits of being empathetic. So if you are someone who is kind of serving the customers directly, or you are in customer service, or you're in customer success team, then being empathetic is very important. So we'll assume an example that you are running a store and you are kind of selling watches and shoes. A customer walks in and says, I want this shoe, but my size is 7. And you say that, sorry, it is not readily available. But if you come one day later, I can buy and keep it, and I can ensure that you get it in the same color and everything. And one day later the customer comes and you say that sorry, I couldn't arrange it, I can give you the money back. Here we are kind of typically going in the textbook format, saying that I was not able to deliver what was promised to you, hence I'm giving it back, the money I'm giving it back. But whereas the shoe what he has ordered might have some purpose behind it. He might be kind of going for a competition tomorrow, or he might be kind of going out with his friends. He might need it for trekking purpose. So there is a need behind the shoe which he came for purchasing. Without understanding the need or how much it is means to that person, while saying that it is not available directly, without even trying to understand what is the purpose of their purchase, might kind of give a very bad experience. But whereas when you try to understand the need before even saying no to them, you might still able to kind of find various alternatives to make sure that it gets satisfied. Maybe you might go one step extra, you might go for a nearby shop, you might try to look for it, you might try to even give an alternative suggestion on that this might be available in this place. So trying one step further to understand the customer and being empathetic can help to delight the customer as well as retain the customer. Now, next example. If you are a person who is going to become a TL or manager, you might be having a team going forward. Being empathetic with the team members is must, because each one comes from a different geography and different characteristics. The expectation which they might have from their managers will be different. Someone will be expecting an appreciation in a larger gathering, someone wants a monetary benefit, someone wants their ideas to be implemented in the process. So each one has a different expectation and requirement. If we are not giving them what they need, we might disappoint them, and we might not be able to get the best out of them. We might not be able to even retain them. So it is very important to be empathetic with the team members, understand what they need, give them the opportunity so that they also will shine. In return, company also will shine, and you can retain the employees happily. And third one, business ideas. Now, people start with technology, resource, product or servicing. My product is the best one. The resource which I have is the best one. He can sell any product. But is that the right way to start? Starting with an idea or a product or a resource might not be very successful. The best way to start is to start with empathizing with your customers. Understand what is their problem, understand what is their need. Post which, if you kind of arrive at the idea and develop it into a business model, the possibility of it becoming success is very high. For example, Red Bus. A person who couldn't go to his hometown during a holiday came up with an idea of Red Bus. So than kind of going with the technology, for example, AI is booming currently, we will take AI into our product, might not really help. What is your customer's expectation? If that is going to be fulfilled by AI, then you can definitely bring into it. But only relying on a technology or a product or a service might not really help your customers. These are the various ways in work empathy can help you. But empathy is not only for work, it can even help you in your personal life. It can help you to communicate better. So we'll assume your friend or partner comes to you and says that today office was very difficult, it was very rough, none of my suggestions were taken, meetings didn't go well, manager was very angry on me. So after listening to all this, if you don't empathize with the person, if you start jumping into conclusions saying that corporates will be like this, work life will be like this, that's why I told you please don't go for work, stay in home itself, nothing of this sort is going to help. What is the expectation from your friend? What is the expectation from your partner? Try to understand. Some people want to listen, want you to listen. Some people want you to console them. Some people want to give solution. So you need to understand what is their expectation. If you are expecting, if they are expecting you to console them, if you are directly going for a solution, it might not be very helpful. Someone who wants you to listen, if you start giving them some solutions immediately, they might stop speaking with you itself. So for you to communicate better, you need to really understand what is the expectation from you at that point. It is not going to be standard across, so it is very important each time someone comes to you, try to understand what is the purpose of them saying the problem to you. Are they expecting a validation? Are they expecting a solution? Or they expect you only to listen? Understand and provide it. By doing so, you will be able to communicate better and retain your relationship or friendship. Next one, understanding yourself better. Being empathetic to others can help you to realize what mistakes you have, what are the areas you need to improve, and what are the merits you have also. So every time, every experience, everyone will not be getting it. There might be people who might get a financial issue, there might be a person in your life or friend or relative might get a relationship issue, you might be having some other issue. So while you are trying to empathize with someone, you can understand the mistakes what they have done, and you can make sure that you are not repeating it. By doing so, you can keep improving yourself every day, and when the such experience comes to you, you will be able to handle it better. Third one, handling conflicts. So now it is very important, when you are really angry or when you are not in a control, empathizing with the opposite person who is making you angry or who is kind of using some words which are triggering. If you start empathizing with them, you will be able to understand why they are doing so. For example, among your friends, there's a very common habit of kind of saying that, I will call you at 7 o'clock and you don't call, you call around 8 or you don't even call at all. And your friends doesn't take it serious. But you get a new friend who you say that, you will call around 7 and you didn't call. That person becomes very angry and upset and says that, this is not the way I expect you to work. So than going and saying that, all my friends till today in my life have never expected me to come back and say that I got occupied, that's why I couldn't call. Why are you expecting it? Each people are different. If you kind of understand, okay, this is the expectation when I'm not available, this is a basic courtesy, but still you're expecting me to come and say this I was not following till today, going forward I'll make sure I follow, can help you to handle conflicts better. How can you arrive at this point? Being empathetic with that person can help you to arrive at this point. But if you are not being empathetic with the person, if you say none of my friends have expected like this, I have never done it for anyone, why should I do it for you? So by saying this, you are not really empathizing with the person, by which you will never understand what is the expectation, and it will lead to new conflicts. So empathy is not only for work, it can even help you in your personal life. It helps you to communicate better. It helps you to handle conflicts better. It helps you to grow as a person. It helps you to work effectively. It also helps you to create new ideas. Now, knowing the various benefits you get out of empathy, we also need to look at how to start empathizing with people. Now, it is something very difficult. It's an everyday activity. You need to take it as a task or a challenge. Start empathizing with people or things happening in a daily basis, so that you will be able to cultivate this habit. So before even starting this, before even starting to socialize with people, we need to first understand what are the things we are doing good, what are the things we need to improve, what are the problems we have, how can we control. So someone can say I'm a very impatient person. So yes, you know your weakness. Now what do you do to control it? Because this should not affect when you're socializing with people. Now after fixing all the issues, or at least after understanding all the issues which you have, what are your strengths and weakness, then only you can be able to empathize or socialize with people. And before even starting to socialize, you need to leave one more thing, that is personal bias. You might have some personal experience or a bad experience with a gender or with a friend or someone. Carrying that as a benchmark or a reference point in your life might lead to a lot of bias, and you will not be able to successfully empathize. So to successfully empathize with people, two things need to be followed. One, we need to first understand our strengths and weakness. Second, we need to leave the personal bias. And the third important thing to empathize with someone is to listen to understand not to respond. Most of us listen someone when they say something, we listen to respond immediately, we don't listen to understand. So this question is very important: how to understand someone. If they are saying something, you are not able to understand their intentions or motive, what is they are expecting, you need to genuinely ask questions. By asking genuine questions, you will be able to understand better and you will be able to respond better. First ask questions, then understand them, then respond. By doing so, you will be able to empathize with people. And one more important point in empathizing is there is a verbal communication, non-verbal communication. If you verbally communicate saying that I will stand by you, I will make sure that I support you, but your non-verbal communication, your face reaction, your body gestures are not communicating the same, you will not be able to successfully empathize. So these are the various ways you can start empathizing with people. Start doing self-realization, come out of the bias, start listening to people, ask relevant questions, make sure that you understand what is their expectation, then respond accordingly. You will be able to empathize with people and you will be able to get all those benefits which we are told in the first section. Now coming to the section 3. As we keep empathizing, we might get burnt out or you might get tired, because empathizing is not very easy. You will not be able to give your 100% all the day by empathizing, because you will have rough days, you might have some personal issues. 100% accuracy or you will not be able to achieve all the time. Next one is you might have some family issues, you might have some personal issues. That time you will not be able to empathize with people. There might be some social issues or religious issues might be going on, which might trigger you. When you start empathizing with those people, you will become tired or you become restless. So all these empathies are good, but we need to know what to do, how to handle it. So to effectively handle empathy, we need to know the various types of empathy. There are 3 types. One is cognitive empathy, emotional empathy, compassionate empathy. Now cognitive empathy is the ability to understand the problem. For example, if you do this, your dad will become angry or your mom will become angry, so you do something different. That is cognitive empathy. You have understood that they might become angry if you do it, so you are not doing it. But whereas emotional empathy is somewhere you are going one step further and understanding what really makes them angry. Is there some past experience in their life which has made them angry towards a certain activity? Maybe it can be going on a night ride which makes your dad or mom unhappy. Now you need to understand what makes them unhappy in this, what is the emotional content behind it. And then third is compassionate empathy, where you go and support them or morally help them. So you need to know what to do where. Certain times in your life you might be able to do only cognitive empathy, where you will be only understanding the problem, making sure that you don't create a new problem. Sometimes certain issues you might even go for an emotional empathy, understand their pain, feel bad for them. There are certain problems where people are ready to take your feedback, where you are able to make a valuable impact in their life. You can go for the third, compassionate empathy, where you will be able to add some value. So we will not be able to give all the 3 in all the scenarios in your life. We need to understand where to limit ourselves. Certain things needs only the first one, certain things you can go till second one. Only in few people or few cases you can go for supporting them and helping them to come out of it. By understanding this, you get the benefits of empathy and also you will not be burnt out. I hope this video was very helpful. Thanks for watching till end. Please do drop a comment, I will be very happy, and please do share it with your friends. And we have 31 subscribers. If you are not subscribed yet, please do go ahead and subscribe. Thank you. We'll see you in the next video.